Good to see you this Saturday afternoon. The time is now 3 o'clock and we are in a weather impact alert due to the fact that we have off and on rain throughout the day here, but we're also continuing to track the tropics. We're going to get to it all here, starting off with the alert that we have right now for our area. Going to last for the next several hours as we continue to track rainfall across the area. Indoor plans are definitely going to be what you should have. Any outdoor plans need a plan B. And I do have my computer here with me so I can kind of help guide you through here the next little bit. There is a lot of moisture that's currently situated all across the southeastern coastline. And what you should know about this moisture, it has nothing to do with the tropical system that we are currently tracking. This moisture that we're seeing across our area is from a completely different system, and we'll talk about that more in detail too. This is low pressure that's just kind of situated across the southeastern coastline, not having to do again anything with the tropical storm or tropical depression, I should say, that will likely be a tropical storm, Imelda, that could be bringing in rain early to our area into next week. So a closer look at what we're seeing right now across the triad as we continue to track these kind of showers and even a couple of storms. Kind of going here to our sweeping radar to give you a better idea. There are a couple of pop-up showers just toward the north of us, right toward Mayadan and also in Meadows. Not everyone is going to see a shower. We're going to be seeing a couple of scattered showers really over the area. Some of us staying dry, but you can see out toward our west over toward Boone and Clifton. In the mountains, Beach Mountain and Newland, they're getting pretty heavy showers right now, and that could be us here in the next couple of hours. But for the most part, currently, we look to be nice and dry across the Piedmont Triad. They're just a couple of showers, and the main threat with these storms and with these showers is going to be the flooding concern. I'm not really so much pressed about any sort of severe elements like tornadoes or severe thunderstorm warnings even per se with damaging winds. It really is just that flood threat. When we watch these storms come and they kind of sit across the area, we have this big kind of upper level system filled with moisture that's just wringing out a lot of showers that are locally heavy, and the rain's got to go somewhere, right? So that can create problems very quickly for flooding concerns, even alongside the roads. You know, when it starts to rain really hard, make sure you're taking it nice and slow. Look for ponding alongside the roads too. And again, this is going to continue to be a problem through later on tonight, which is why we have this alert in place. We want to keep you updated, of course, and give you the heads up with any alerts that we have that have to do with flash flooding. And here is that flash flood risk for the day today. You'll notice most of us here in the triad are in that level 1 out of 4 risk. That means we could see some flash flood warnings in the area. Higher risk is actually toward our east and eastern parts of the state. Again, this has nothing to do with the tropical system that is currently offshore way toward the Bahamas. This has to do with the fact that this other system is sitting over our area and just wringing out lots of rainfall over the Carolinas here. Into the day today, starting to ease up, I would say, those rain chances into the day tomorrow. Rainfall yesterday, a couple hundredths of an inch in portions of Greensboro. You can see some other areas are actually saw up to around 1 to 2 inches, where there were several flash flood warnings just last night across areas toward Rockingham, Stokes, and also in Surrey County over toward Wilkes as well. But you know, some of these actual ones showing here are pretty low. In fact, we only got around a 1/10 of an inch, or 100th of an inch, I should say, over there in Greensboro. Now, as for what we've gotten so far today, Greensboro over 1/2 an inch, around 0.61 inches. And you know, this is well needed rain, I will say, much needed after the last several weeks that we've had across the triad of just seeing not much rainfall. You know, we'll take what we can get at this point in time. But come early next week, the amount of rain we could see with that tropical system could definitely be a problem. I want to go to our drought map right now. This is the latest drought map. They get released every Thursday. We are in that D1 status up here that you can see kind of up on the between minor all the way to extreme there on the legend. What does that mean? Well, that means abnormally dry conditions have been persisting over the last couple of weeks, which matches up with the lack of rainfall that we've had over the last bit of time too. So any rain that we get today and even into tomorrow is going to be welcomed, much needed rainfall as we continue to track these showers. Of course, nothing severe for us, just a couple of storms well toward our west. There are a couple of isolated showers kind of trickling into the area for now, and we'll continue to keep an eye on it. But for the most part, again, mostly dry for now. We'll be tracking more showers and storms likely into the night tonight, and we'll keep an eye on it for you. Now, as for what skies look like, we're going to go right over here to the quad cam, and trust me, I will talk about the tropics too. We're going to get to it all. Just wanted to go over some of the here and now things going on as we are in an alert today for the rain that could cause some flooding issues. So here's what we look like right now across the Piedmont Triad. A couple of extra clouds really across the region, but hey, there is sunshine peeking through the area, especially for our friends over in High Point. You can see plenty of sunshine starting to peek through, especially in Greensboro, also toward Winston-Salem. Nice and mainly dry for right now. Temperatures here currently in the mid to upper 70s, 77 in Greensboro, Winston-Salem, also in Yanceyville, 79 right now in Burlington at RDU Airport too. No surprise that's due to the fact that we've had that sun kind of peeking out over the last couple of hours. And speaking of the next 12 hours, we are going to be seeing rain and storm chances. If you do have plans into the night tonight, make sure you have the rain gear. Make sure you're being careful while on the roadways. Look for the ponding. Don't attempt to drive if you see that a roadway is flooded. Remember to turn around. Do not drown. It really doesn't take much also to hydroplane and lose control of your vehicle. It only takes 1/10 of an inch to do so if you're going at a speed over 45 miles per hour. And we are going to be seeing more shower and storm chances over the next several hours until late tonight. We'll see those temperatures drop from the 70s back into the 60s, starting to see kind of more clearing actually heading into the day on Sunday. And Sunday is actually appearing a little bit more drier than originally anticipated. We're going to be starting out in the 60s for the day. Then by the afternoon, mid to upper 70s, more peaks of sunshine. Certainly going to be the drier day of the two weekend days before we have some more rain chances heading into early next week. So as for what rain totals could look like really over the next day or two, up to around 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/2 an inch, in addition to what we've already seen, which is a little over 1/2 an inch, which is pretty on top with what we expected for this whole weekend in its entirety, seeing up to around 1 inch or so of rainfall. And you know, that's some decent amount of rainfall that we've been needing across the region. So you know, we will take again what we can get. And with that being said, although the radar is pretty clear, just make sure you're keeping an eye on it these next couple of hours, and we'll keep you updated. Now, moving on to the tropics. Of course, we're continuing to track future Imelda. This is now tropical depression number 9. And once this loads, I'll talk a little bit more about it. There it is. I wanted to kind of show you how close these two systems are to one another. So we have tropical depression 9 over here that's making a lot of noise over parts of the Bahamas. And we also, which is again a tropical depression, it's not a tropical storm yet. It doesn't have a well-defined center. It doesn't have sustained winds of at least 35 miles per hour versus we also have Umberto over here. And this storm is a very well-defined Category 4 storm currently, likely going to maintain its strength here for the next couple of days. And you know, if you ask me, I really do think that it's kind of pulling a little bit of energy from tropical depression 9 on why and making it so this isn't as easy to organize as we must have thought these last couple of days. And this really is going to play a role in how this system moves in the next few days too. Umberto can easily influence tropical depression 9, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. So more on tropical depression 9. It's currently moving northwest very slowly, between only 5 to 10 miles per hour. Winds are sustained at around 35 miles per hour, so we're keeping a close eye on it, of course. I'm gonna go back here. I think I had it. It's about 195 miles northwest of the eastern tip of Cuba as it continues to kind of push northwest. Of course, we're going to continue to track it. This is the 2 o'clock advisory. Now here's a closer look at Umberto, a very different situation. This is a very strong hurricane hurricane with a well-defined eye that actually just went through an eye wall replacement cycle. What is that? Well, you could see the eye wall kind of start to lose strength before starting to rapidly intensify once again. Those heavier bands within the actual hurricane itself, that's where you see the strongest winds and the heaviest rainfall right here, right just next to the eye, where of course it is nice and calm. So where is Umberto going, and what influence does it have over future Imelda? Well, it is likely going to continue to maintain its strength as a Category 4 hurricane before pushing toward the northeast by around Tuesday or Wednesday into next week, starting to weaken just a little bit. As for future Imelda, Tropical Depression 9, it is likely just in the last couple of model runs since early or late last night at around 11 o'clock, it has been trending that it's going to actually start to stall off of the Carolina coastline before pushing east offshore, again, away and out to sea. But this was a completely different story just 24 to 36 hours ago. It actually showed the complete opposite of it actually going into parts of the Carolinas, and it's because there's currently a tug of war currently going on when other systems that have an influence on this system. So here is the forecast model, different forecast models on where it expects this to go. Each one of these is a different opinion, each one of these lines, and most of them, as you can see, take this system and pull it out to sea, showing that Umberto plays a bigger influence rather than the low pressure system that's across our area. There is still a chance that it could move into the Carolina coastline, but the chance is lessening for now. I do want to talk about, there are still 3 or 4 models that show it kind of continuing to push into the southeastern coastline. I don't want to completely disregard that, but I do want to kind of harp on the facts here that most models are now trending that Umberto, as strong as the system has gotten, is playing a more dominant role in bringing this system out to sea, which would mean less inland impacts, more so coastal impacts, with coastal erosion and rip currents sent from those dangerous swells, not only from this system, but also from Umberto well out to sea. So these are the kind of the 2 systems right now at play that we're keeping a close eye on, right? There's 2 situations, 2 possible scenarios. The possible track number 1 that we were really harping on earlier on this week, because models were trending this way, was this big low pressure system that you're seeing today ring out that rainfall across the area, bring in and kind of help steer future Imelda into the southeastern coastline. What would that mean? Well, we were talking about higher rain chances. There'd also be more chance for gusty winds, tropical storm force, and even possibly even isolated tornadoes if this were to push inland. But for now, it is starting to change to become possible track number 2, with Umberto over here playing a little bit more of an influence on possible Imelda here over the next couple of days. It actually helps pull the storm away from the coastline and gets pulled east, more so out to sea. For us in the Piedmont, what would that mean for impacts? That would mean more so just some scattered showers into the day Tuesday, especially into Wednesday, as the system continues to kind of move very slowly. Don't have to worry really as much at all about the wind or even a tornado threat, which would be great for our area. This is what we personally are pulling for. So the models, are kind of continuing to show this one right now for the possible track, and they're leaning this way. Again, it could change, but for right now, this is where we are leaning. Don't let your guard down just yet, of course, but we do want to continue to tell you what impacts could bring, even if it does go out to sea, and it would be rain really across our area that'd be more scattered in nature. I would say between around 2 to 4 inches really over the next 7 days. But the system is really taking a long time to develop, moving very, very slowly across the area. Most models now keep it offshore of South Carolina before pushing it east away from our coastline. What I need you to do, continue to pay attention to the forecast. We'll continue to bring you updates, on the hour here, of course, on the app and of course on air and online. Flooding remains the biggest concern for North Carolina still into Monday and Wednesday, mostly for our coastline. I want to reiterate that once again. Rain potential over the next 7 days, really, but up to around 3 to 5 inches for us. More so up to around 5 to 10 inches for the coastline. I really think if anything for us, this is going to be more of a soaker for the area. And I'll kind of end it here with a futurecast on what one model thinks where the system is going to go, kind of moving in and across the southeast, pushing toward the coastline. Again, not going to likely make landfall for now, but that could change. So you're going to want to stay with us as it continues its track up the southeast coast.